The other day, while enjoying my morning cup of coffee, I was thinking about a conversation I had with one of my clients the day before. She was telling me how overwhelmed she felt trying to keep up with her email. There were just simply too many messages coming in, and she couldn't seem to get ahead. And maybe you know what she feels like. You open your inbox, hoping to make some progress, but before you can respond to just one message, three more pop in. So as I thought about our conversation, I realized it wasn't only about the number of emails in her inbox. There was a pattern behind it. Our inboxes can become one of the biggest drains of our time, but we often focus on how much is coming in instead of asking, what are we teaching people about how they can access us? And I didn't understand this when I first started my business. Back then, I thought answering emails at night made me look more responsible and committed to my clients. Because at the time, I was working a full-time job supporting 3 C-suite executives while building my business. So I couldn't always respond to clients during the day. And honestly, I felt guilty about that. So I overcompensated. Every evening, I would sit down and work through my inbox. So if an email came in while I was inside my inbox, I answered it right away instead of scheduling it to go out the next business day. I wanted my clients to know I was on top of things. I wanted them to see me as a legitimate business owner. And I believe being available was one of the ways that I could prove that. But looking back at that, I can see I wasn't just building trust. I was also creating an expectation that I would always be available. And I don't think I'm the only one who's made this mistake. Otherwise, we wouldn't need to have this conversation. And it happens because we start our businesses carrying habits that once made us successful in someone else's company. We bring that into our business. We learned that the fastest response meant we were dependable. And without realizing it, many of us, as I said, we carried that belief into our businesses. But the difference is we get to decide what accessibility looks like. I have a client who has owned her business for over 35 years, and it drives me absolutely crazy when she sends emails at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then she wonders why her clients are requesting meetings at 8 o'clock on Monday morning. She has taught them that she is available whenever they need her to be. See, owner dependency starts long before SOPs. It starts with the daily patterns that teach people how they can access you. So whether you realize it or not, you're training people how to work with you. And owner dependency isn't created by one big decision. It's created by hundreds of tiny interactions that teach people to come to you first. Think about something as simple as an email that hits your inbox after business hours. Most of the time, your client isn't expecting an immediate response. They're simply sending the email while it's on their mind so they don't forget. They may be waiting for their kid to finish soccer practice, sitting in an airport waiting for their flight, or they finally remember the question they meant to ask you when they were on the call with you. But when you respond at 8:30 at night or on a Sunday afternoon, you've just sent them a signal. So the next time they have a question after hours, they're naturally going to think that you're going to respond because you did it once. And then this starts happening again and again because that's the experience you've consistently created. Patterns create signals. Signals shape expectations. Expectations shape behavior, and behavior either strengthens or reduces owner dependency. And when I look back at how my business operated early on, I can see exactly how I was creating those expectations without even realizing it. I thought I was proving I was dependable, but what I was actually doing was teaching people that I was always the person to come to, and I was available whenever they needed me. So if you've been feeling like your business depends on you for everything, I want you to know that that doesn't happen overnight. It develops one interaction at a time. But the good news is that those patterns are learned, which also means they can be changed. So this week, I want you to pay attention. Notice the little ways that people access you throughout the day. And it's not because you're doing something wrong, but it's because every repeated interaction teaches people something about how they can work with you. And if you're wondering where to start noticing these patterns, look at your sent folder. It is actually pretty interesting once you kind of look at the times when your emails are going out, because awareness is always the first step towards change. And next week, we're going to continue this conversation by looking at another pattern that creates owner dependency. Is what happens when everything lives in your head. So until then, mind your time, because it's the one resource that you cannot get back.